Okay, so it's been a little bit since I posted something. We're getting back into the hives here, late fall, early winter. We're just checking them out, seeing how they're doing. I'm going to be buttoning them down for winter here pretty quick. Be making some sugar bricks a little bit later. I've been feeding them 2-to-1, so they should be good on resources, but that sugar brick's a pretty good emergency resource. So we'll be doing that probably next weekend. So let's dive into here. Seeing some ants. Hopefully there's not too many inside, but we do have some ants. So all these have supers. We're going to be taking the supers off, and then eventually, maybe today, might be reducing some of these with doubles. Let's see what the population looks like.
Taking off the supers, reducing the hives, checking the population, all these factors are important for the decisions I make as a beekeeper, especially in the fall. Stick around for later in this video, as these factors are discussed and visually evident.
This first box basically is just the feeder bucket. We just kind of cover it up so keeps it a little protected from wind or whatever. They look a little kind of clustered right up on top here a bit. So put some smoke up underneath here and then let them sit for a couple minutes, or a few seconds actually, and then we'll get in there. This thing's stuck down pretty good. Take a quick look. Obviously we don't have the queen excluder on here anymore. Let's make sure the queen's not up on here. She's not. Pretty good population of bees up in this super here. So hopefully same goes for below in the brood chamber. So we will be taking this super off. I don't want to give the pests anything, any area that they can, you know, hide from the bees. So, you know, I'm going to take this whole super off. And then we'll shake them down once we button everything back up. You know, the idea at this time of the year and sooner was to get them to pack on some weight, i.e., you know, fill some of these frames with honey so they can survive the winter. That's a good population of bees. And that's a good sign. Don't drop that. Good thing that thing wasn't too heavy. That would have been on the ground. I just saw a hive beetle. There's some ants in here, but not too many. All right, this is pretty much empty. Okay. This one next to it is empty as well. Just give them a little bit of smoke there. They're pretty good right now. They don't, pretty calm. And here is empty too. A couple practice cells here. Just kind of. This one's pretty empty as well. All right, they got filling a little bit of nectar. You might be feeding on that. Let's take a look at this next frame. It's a little heavier, so there's some nectar in there. Quite a bit of nectar on this one. Not completely full, but some of it's capped. This one's got more bees on it, so let's see what's going on here. It's a little bit heavier. Yeah, they got some capped, some uncapped honey. And then same thing on this side. Some capped, some uncapped. Might have pissed them off. These are light frames. I do see some little bit of larvae. More larvae on this side. Some bee bread. Not a lot of food. Not very heavy either. Bee bread. A little bit of nectar. Some nectar, some capped honey. That brood chamber was tiny. Not sure about this one. And the thing is, they could have maybe put some of the brood up in the super. I'll have to take a look at that. It's food. Food. In this last frame, there's nothing on it. Or very little.
At this point, I'm pretty concerned for this colony. The number of bees are pretty low, and there is not a lot of brood nor food for them. If there is not enough bees, the colony may not be able to keep the existing brood warm. There would not be enough hatching bees to make it, and they may die off. If there is not enough brood, the same thing will happen. All I can do is put the hive back together and hope they make it through the winter.
All our stores are up here. I can't take this super from them.
This is a mini computer vacuum I got from Amazon. I use it to vacuum up small hive beetles. The beetles like to crawl into the bottom of the comb. This vacuum sucks them right up.
Yeah, all their food stores are up in this super, so I'm gonna have to put the super back on. Okay. Some SuperDFM for them.
SuperDFM-HoneyBee is a probiotic for better gut health. It's a product from Strong Microbials. Except for the winter, I give the bees a tablespoon every month. I believe I have healthier bees when using SuperDFM-HoneyBee.
Okay, let's take a look at this next one here. All right, this bucket should be empty. And it is. This thing got 2 gallons about a month ago. Probably should have given them more in the meantime, because I don't know when they went out of that. Just wasn't able to get in here. So we'll see how these guys are doing, these gals. And there's a few. Now this is a double deep with a super on top. I'm guessing maybe the bottom brood chamber is pretty much empty. but we shall see. There was one hive beetle there. Let's see what's going on in here. It's funny, just 2 capped cells of honey. That ain't gonna do much. The other side, pretty much, yeah, it's empty. Get their faces in there. I don't know if they're trying to store something. I don't know what it would be. Maybe the last bits of that bucket. But either way, not a lot on that, but that's on the kind of the end here, so I don't expect much anyways. This one's empty. This one's a little heavier. Got some nectar in there. Looks like they dehydrated it, so it might be kind of older. Some in here too. That looks like newly capped, but so let's see what the rest of these frames tell us. This is definitely heavier. A lot more nectar in here. There's a lot more nectar and some capped. Next one looks about the same. Okay, so depending on how much is down below, I might take these. Oh, this one's pretty heavy still. This one's got a lot. Yeah, this one's like 3/4 full. Not capped, but full of nectar. This one's pretty heavy too, about the same, maybe even more. Yeah, this is a lot of food storage here. So again, depending on what's going on in the brood chamber, you might decide to take this, freeze it, and give it to them in the spring. This one's full, but not as full. Some hive beetles. Give them a little vacuum. This thing kind of works, but you gotta be careful not to vacuum up any bees. So I've already done one bee in there. Yeah, there's like 2 or 3 frames there that are pretty solid. The rest of it's pretty much empty. So we'll take this off and then decide what we're going to do. If there's enough food stores, then, we'll take this and freeze it. Swiffer sheets we use for catching the beetles, but my goodness, it makes it difficult to pull these boxes apart. I really don't see any hive beetles on these Swiffers. I see some ants. This thing looks pretty busy. A lot of bees on here. Take a look at the bottom of this thing. See if that's going to give us an indication of what's going on. I don't know if this is actually the brood chamber here, and they've moved completely out of the bottom one, but we'll see. Wow, this thing is heavy. Yeah, I think that's what's happened. There are some bees down below here, but not a lot. So I might just take this bottom one out. Hopefully there's not a lot of stores in there. Well, if there is, I can share resources with this one next to it. So I'm going to move this one over there. Oh, that thing's heavy. All right, let's see what's going on down here. A little bit of food here. A little bit of food on this side. And they're not very happy. Every time I kind of reach in there, they kind of come flying out at me.
At this point, I lost my camera that was also recording the audio via a lapel mic. Going forward, the audio will be low quality, the content will be great. For those of you who have not seen this part of a hive, this is a screened bottom board. It allows ventilation and is part of an integrated pest management system. Any unwanted pests will fall through the screen, efficiently isolating them from the hive and helping beekeepers protect the bees. In the summer, you can leave it fully open to cool the hive. In the winter, it's best to close it up to conserve heat. maybe you didn't notice what I did. I'm actually retaining the top brood chamber and removing the bottom chamber, also known as reversing brood boxes. The bees have moved up into the second brood chamber. This is where they will spend the winter. I'm shaking and brushing the bees off the frames that were in the bottom chamber. I've also removed the honey super and doing the same shaking and brushing of the bees. This reduction will give the bees a smaller, cozier chamber and will allow them to easily protect the smaller area from pests.
Bees have plenty of resources in the bottom soup are deep, so I'm just gonna take all these other resources, freeze them.
Hey, don't go anywhere. Check out these two videos too.